Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carlos Martinez, your English teacher. Today, welcome to the Cámara de Peruana de Comercio Exterior. We are going to learn some terminology about the port terminal and also some expressions that are commonly used when you work at a port terminal. Okay, so my name is Carlos Martinez. I'm an English instructor and speaking coach. I was a former team leader at Universidad Pacifico, and currently I work at Mater Purísima School in Miraflores. Okay, so first we have to make a difference between what is a port, what is a harbor, and what is a terminal. Okay, so let's see, you can follow me on Facebook also. So maybe I'll wait for some answers. Which do you think is a port, or which of the three pictures? Picture A, picture B, or picture C? Which do you think is a port? Which do you think is a terminal? And which do you think is a harbor? I can read your answers in the chat area in Facebook. So maybe you can, I'll wait for you for a second. Letter A, letter B, and letter C. Which do you think is a port? Which do you think is a harbor? And which do you think is a terminal? Because sometimes all these words are very similar and they tend to be confused. Okay, so even though they're the same, I'll just say that some of them can be man-made or natural, and some of them are literally man-made. Okay, any idea? So let's see. Number one, it looks like it's like a bay, you know, where it looks like we have not only commercial but also private vessels, right? So this is a harbor, okay? Because harbors can be natural or can be man-made, like I said before, and they also they are for private use and also for commercial use. In letter B, as you can see here, the use is, does this look like if it's private? It mostly looks like it's for commercial use, right? So this will be a port. And finally, the terminal. The terminal is the different locations that are in the harbor or the port that have to do with everything that is on land. That is the terminal, okay? It is because the port and the harbor connect the ocean to the land, and the terminal is the buildings, the warehouses, the machinery, everything that is on land that will help to make the final connection between what is coming from the sea into land. Okay, so you can see the different, even though the three words are very commonly used, they have a difference. They have a difference. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now with no pictures, now with the names, okay? So let's see, the people who are participating, I would like for you to answer me. We have terminal, we have harbor, and we have port, and we have a commercial water facility used for ships and their cargo. Our harbor is a place for safety for ships and other waterborne vessels. B, a mooring place that offers safe anchorage for ships. Harbors and ports can be man-made or natural. And C, demarcated areas handling different types of cargoes. Which one is which? What is letter A? Who can answer me? A commercial water facility used for ships and their cargo. A harbor is a place for safety for ships and other waterborne vessels. B, a mooring place that offers safe anchorage for the ships. Harbors and ports can be man-made or natural. And C, demarcated areas handling different types of cargoes. Where would you match? Where would you collocate these expressions, or where would you collocate these, each one? Remember that I can read your comments in Facebook, so I can answer you and we can participate. We can interact. I would like for you to interact with me. Give me opinions and we'll check. Hmm? A terminal, a harbor, and a port. Remember that we just saw this here, right? We saw this here. This letter A is a harbor, letter B is a port, and letter C is a terminal. Now with this information, which is A, which is B, and which is C? Hmm? Let me see. I'm waiting for your participation. Let's see if you can get it. Let's see if you can figure out which is which. A commercial water facility used for ships and their cargo. A harbor is a place of safety for ships and other waterborne vessels. A mooring place that offers safe anchorage for the ships. Harbors and ports can be man-made or natural. And a demarcated area handling different types of cargoes. So let's see. Definitions. A terminal is a demarcated area handling different types of cargoes. Good. Demarcated areas handling different types of cargoes. Next. A harbor is a mooring place and offers safe anchorage for ships. Harbors and ports can be man-made or natural. Very good. And finally, of course, is a port. Now notice the difference between a harbor and a port. Although in Spanish, the word is basically the same sometimes. Yes, exactly. Very good. Very good. A harbor is basically for any type of basically non-commercial. Very good. Because a port is virtually basically for commercial activities, right? We use them for business. Okay. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Very good, Davidza. Okay. Very good. Now let's go on to the next. Now, here we have 3 more words and 3 more pictures and 3 more definitions. So we have a picture here. In this first picture, we're talking about all the area that is in the red square. In the second picture, we're only talking about this like T-shaped infrastructure. And in the last picture, we're only talking about this gray area that goes into the water. Okay, we have 2 of them here. Now, we have the words berth, we have a pier or jetty, and we have the quay. Which is which? So notice we have 3 words, we have 3 pictures and 3 definitions. First, let's match the words with the pictures. Again, the first picture, I'm talking about all the red area that is here. I'm mentioning all the red area that is inside the red square. The next picture is only this T-shaped area. And the last picture refers to these 2 like gray extensions that go into the ocean or the water or the river. Which do you think is a berth? Which do you think is a pier or jetty? And which do you think is a quay? I'm going to give you a few seconds. Maybe you can, let's first match the words to the pictures and then we match the definitions. Don't do that yet. First, the words to the pictures. Do you think the berth is the first one, the second one, or the third one? You think, I'm listening, I'm reading your answers on Facebook. So far, your participations have been fine. So let's see. Let's go with the first one. Okay, let's go with the first one. The first one, other important terminology, berth. So now this is these gray extensions that go into the water are berths. Good. Next one, a pier or a jetty. This is the one here, the T-shaped. Well, in this case, it's a T-shaped, right? In this case, it's T-shaped. And finally, we have the quay. Normally, sometimes these 2, berth and quay, can be associated. But as you can see, look here, this small rectangle is a berth, but all the big square is the quay. Okay, all this big square. So notice again, and notice how again inside this red rectangle we have another rectangle, red rectangle, which is another another birth, other births. Okay, so if you can think, or if you can infer what the meaning is, you will and now we can figure out which is the definitions. Now, according to the pictures and what I have told you, again, like I said, this is the berth, this gray area extension into the ocean or water. The jetty is this T-shaped form that infrastructure is coming into the ocean, and the quay is this big red square. And the berth is, and here's this rectangle is a berth. So with this information, which is which? Match now the pictures and of course their names to their definitions. Okay. Now that we have the names and the pictures, let's match the definitions. Letter A is basically an area where the ship is moored onto the bollards and where the cargo is loaded or discharged on and off the ships. B, usually to tie up small boats or yachts. A walkway extending into the sea or ocean where people can take a walk, do some fishing, eat at restaurants, etc. There are usually no heavy commercial activities or cargo loading, unloading, or happening. C, the land area surrounding the berth is also sometimes referred to as this. Okay, so let's do it one more time. A, basically an area where the ship is moored onto the bollards and where the cargo is loaded or discharged on and off the ships. B, it's usually to tie up small boats or yachts, a walkway extending into the sea or ocean where people can take a walk, do some fishing, eat at restaurants, and there is usually no heavy commercial activity or cargo loading up or unloading happening. And finally, letter C, the land area surrounding the berth is sometimes referred to as this. So the last one is easy because it basically tells you which one is which. So let's say letter A. Which one is letter A? The berth, the jetty, or the quay? Let's see. The answer is the quay is letter C, the land area surrounding the berth. Like you see, all the land area that surrounds the berth. That is the quay. All this land area that surrounds the berth. The berth. I'm sorry. The quay. Next, the pier is your jetty is usually for walking, taking pictures. The restaurant, there's some business, but not not a lot of commercial activity going on. I mean, no unloading or uploading occurs in this part of the area. And finally, we have the berth. The berth is the area where the ships is moored onto and where the cargo is loaded or unloaded from the ships. Okay, so as you can see. So these are important words or very common words that are used in this area of port terminals. I would like for you at the end of this activity, a small evaluation will be shared, and I would like for you to remember these pictures, the ones that are here, also the pictures here, because you will need to the same as we're doing now, but on your own now. Okay, on your own, you're going to have to match the pictures to what they are or to their definitions. Okay, just like we did here for the people who just joined us. A terminal is a demarcated area handling different types of cargoes. A harbor is a mooring place for offers safe anchorage for ships. Normally, this is non-commercial, and a port is a commercial water facility for ships and their cargo. Then we have the berth, the jetties, and the quays. Now we can see what they are. We can see what they are, right? And we also know what each one is. We know that a berth is an area where the ships can unload and unload and load their cargo. You know that the jetty is normally non-commercial, basically for people to walk around, take pictures, maybe sometimes small restaurants, have a good afternoon. Basically, no commercial cargo loading or unloading is occurring. And finally, we have the quay, which is the land that surrounds. As you can see, like I told you, this rectangle here is the berth, and the quay is everything that surrounds it. Okay. So it's very clear. It's very easy to understand once you can connect the definitions with what it is with an image and with its name. Okay. So let's continue. It's not very complicated. It's fairly easy. Now, after all this information, we can reach to this conclusion. A coastal country like our country, Peru, may have many harbors. In each harbor, there may be ports. In each port, there may be terminals. And in each terminal, there may be berths or quays, which is where all the commercial action takes place. And sometimes there are jetties or piers, but that's, like I said, non-commercial and non-commercial area. So notice how everything is connected, how everything is related. A coastal country has harbors. In every harbor, there may be ports. So notice how even though the words are similar, it doesn't mean that because there is a harbor, there is a port. No. Remember, harbor is where you collocate your ships, your yachts, and everything. But there's basically no commercial activity. A port, there is. So in every harbor, there can be a port. Okay? Okay? Questions? Mm-hmm. And then in every port, there can be a terminal. There can be one or many or more than one. It depends. It depends, right? And in every terminal may have a berth or a quay. Remember that the quay is the area that surrounds the berth. Okay, very good. So notice how we go this, then this, then this, and then this. Okay, everything is related. So in a way, when it comes to commercial operations, there may be a hierarchy to this. Okay, so this is the top, the big country. Next, the harbor. Next, inside the harbor, the ports. Inside the ports, the terminals. Inside the terminals, berths and quays. Please remember this again, because like I said, there's going to be a small evaluation at the end of this for us to review and to practice. Do you have any comments so far like I said, I'm reading you in the Facebook area. Do you have any questions? Do you have anything you would like to comment? Maybe you would like for me to go back to a specific area before we continue to the next part, which is more vocabulary. Remember that I'm reading you on Facebook, so you can just send me your chats, and we can interact. I would like for this activity to be very interactive, as interactive as possible. It's demonstrated that it's an easier way for everybody to learn. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Now, here we have some basic, not some basic, but we have some vocabulary. This is now a specific vocabulary of expressions used in port terminal activities. Okay, so I suppose that many of you or most of you know these expressions already. Some of you maybe don't know them at all or have never used them at all. Okay, some of you have used them at all, many times or very few times. So let's go one by one. I am going to read them. I'm going to read them slowly, and I'm going to tell you how to pronounce it. And then I'm going to tell you what it means. So the first one is export. 2 syllables, export. Okay, and this is to send products or services to another country for sale. So can I export from Lima to Arequipa? No. Can I export from Lima to Piura? No. Can I export from Lima to Tacna? No. It has to be to another country. So if I want to export, I am sending my products to Ecuador, from Lima to Ecuador. I'm sending my products from Lima to Brazil. I'm sending my products from Lima to the USA or to Europe or Asia. Okay, remember, if you send something from here to Iquitos, that is not export. because export is to the activity of sending products or services to another country for sale, okay? Import, it's to bring products or services into our country from abroad for sale. Okay, so notice how in export we say send products, in import we bring products. So it's opposite verbs. We send, we export, we bring, we import. But again, key information, we bring products or services into a country from abroad. Abroad means outside our country. If I bring chifles from Piura, that's not import. If I bring, let's say, marraquetas from Tacna to Lima to sell, that's not import. If I bring, let's say, from Iquitos or from the jungle, if I bring bijao leaves, or if I bring Juanes to sell here, that is not import, because it's still internal. It's internal commerce, internal trading. We need to bring things from outside. We need to bring things from another country, maybe meat from Argentina, or maybe bananas from Colombia or Ecuador, or petroleum from Venezuela, or maybe clothing from the USA. That is import, because we're bringing products from outside, from abroad. Okay, abroad means outside our country. Next, way bill. Okay, way bill, 2 syllables. A way bill is the list of passengers or goods being carried on a vehicle. Okay, so whatever is on the vehicle, whether it's people or things, it needs to be in this way bill. Okay, very good. Very good. Next is the freight. Okay, the freight. 1 syllable, freight. Okay, it's good transported by truck, by train, by ship, or an aircraft. Or another synonym is the cargo. Okay, a synonym is the cargo. So remember, it is any good or valuables that are transported by truck, by train, by ship, or an aircraft. And another synonym is the word cargo. Okay, a synonym of this is the word cargo. Any questions so far? Remember, like I said, I'm reading you in the chat area. It's always very important for me to be able to interact with you. No? Okay, remember, just share your questions or your doubts, and I will try to answer them as quickly and in the best way possible. Very good. Next, we have the bill of lading. It's a list, okay, 3 words, bill of lading, okay? It's a list of shipment of goods in the form of a receipt. And it's a synonym of the way bill, okay? And so notice how we have 2 ways of saying the same thing. It's a list of shipment, if it's a list of shipment of goods in the form of a receipt, okay? Notice receipt, the P is not pronounced, receipt. And it's a synonym of way bill. But notice that in the bill of lading, we only mention the shipment of goods, whereas in the way bill we mention passengers and goods. So that's a little difference. That if you want to ask me, teacher, but what is the difference then? The difference is this: that normally in one we only mention goods, which is in the bill of lading, and in the way bill we mention goods or passengers. Okay, we mention goods or passengers. So be careful with that definition. It's not complicated. Many words have synonym like freight and cargo. They are basically the same, but some words have slight differences, like we mentioned before, between port, harbor, and terminal, which sometimes people confuse them as if they were the same thing. Okay, and now we have CNF, which is cost and freight, and CIF, which is cost, insurance, and freight. Now, these are expressions that are used in the terminal when, for example, who's going to take care of everything, okay, of everything, transportation, the getting it to the ship, etc., etc. That is cost and freight, right? When who's going to take care of these 2 things, okay? And the last one is the same, but now we include insurance. Sometimes the valuables or the goods that we are transporting need insurance. Most of the time, you should insure them because you don't know what's going to happen. Or even though the service provider might be one of the best or can offer all sorts of security measures, you always need to have insurance just in case. You know, insurance is a money you pay in case of loss, right? In case of loss. But it's basically the same idea as cost and freight with the adding of the insurance. Okay, you want to make sure that that in case of anything that might happen, you will not lose your investment. Okay, so now let's hear. Here we have two examples. We have two conversations. Speaker one: I do not know if I want to sell my products to another country. Do you mean import? Speaker one: no, it is the opposite. I do not want to buy from another country. I want to sell to another country. Okay, so let's do it again. I do not know if I want to sell my products to another country. I want to sell my products to another country. Speaker two: do you mean import? Speaker one: no, it is the opposite. I do not want to buy from another country. I want to sell to another country. Okay, very good. Speaker two, give me a second here. Okay, speaker two. Let me close here. Give me 1 second. I pressed the button by mistake. Okay, example two. Finally, my vessel has arrived. Speaker two: do you have your bill of lading? You mean, sorry, there's a typo. You mean my way bill? Yes, everything on the shipment is there. Do not worry. Here you are. Thank you very much. Okay. Do you, finally, my vessel has arrived. Do you have your bill of lading? You mean my way bill? Yes, everything on the shipment is there. Do not worry. Here you are. Thank you very much. Okay, I apologize for the typo here. You mean M-E-A-N. Okay. So remember, these words are commonly used. This is common vocabulary in port terminal activities. Okay, and again, please review them because we're going to have a review here, but there's also going to be a small evaluation afterwards. Okay, let's go to the next. So now we have some new words. Cargo, 2 syllables. Cargo, goods carried on a ship, aircraft, or motor vehicle. Okay, cargo, goods carried on a ship, aircraft, or motor vehicle. Next, certificate. Certificate. Okay, you don't say certificate, no, certificate. Certificate of origin. Certificate of origin. It is a document which is showing the origin of the goods. Where do they come from? Next, container. 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 A very large metal box which holds goods for transport. Okay, a very large metal box which holds goods for transport. Customs. Customs, 2 syllables. Customs is the official department that collects tax or duties on important goods. Customs is what we call the aduana, okay, where the department that collects the tax or duties on the imported. A tax is what you have to pay to be able to, for that product to enter or be sold. I mean, any business needs to be, you need to pay tax to the SUNAT and all these national entities. Next, some people will say declare, some people will say declare. Both pronunciations are acceptable, and I think it's fine. So you can say declare, 2 syllables, or declare. Okay. Note this, be careful, because even though you have 3 vowels, you only have 2 syllables. Okay. Declare. Making a statement of taxable goods, anything that you need to pay tax. Okay, so when you declare something, that means that this product needs to pay tax. Okay, Now, then we have the FAS, free alongside ship, and the FOB, free on board. Now, FAS, as you may know, is because normally what happens is that when you make a business, let's say I want to import something from China, okay? Depending on the type of negotiation that I have with the exporter from China, he can say, okay, you know, I pay for this, I pay for all the transportation until Lima, and you pay once it's and it's your responsibility when it reaches Lima. In case of free alongside ship, you decide to take care of all the process, okay? The producer in the other country, his responsibility is limited only to produce the product and take it to the harbor or the port. From that moment on, you are the one that is responsible to do everything else, all the other procedures, the loading on the boat, the transportation, the unloading, and then taking it to the terminal here, etc., etc. Okay, that's free alongside ship. And FOB, free on board, is everything that you need or the company will need to use to be able to work. Ropes, machinery, anything that you need to take to be able to transport your product, okay? That doesn't have to pay, okay? That you don't have to pay for that. I mean, you need it because without that, you won't be able to complete your process, your activity. Next, irrevocable, okay? Irrevocable, okay? So notice how many syllables. Irrevocable, 5 syllables, okay? Irrevocable, irrevocable. That means that you cannot change it. You cannot, it's unalterable. You cannot modify it. You cannot alter it, okay? And finally, letter of credit. Now, some people will say letter, American English. Some people will say letter, British English. Both are correct. It depends on where you learned or how you learned. Now, remember that the difference between British English and American English is basically just where it's from. It's like comparing Spanish and Peruvian Spanish. It's not that one is better than the other. It's just that one sounds more formal maybe, and one is used in the UK and in all the, you know, and it's in the kingdom of the UK, and the other it's used in the US and every territory that belongs to them. Okay, but it's the same. Letter of credit or letter of credit. Now, what is a letter of credit? A letter issued by a bank to another bank, which is authorizing a person to draw money. Okay, so this is a document, a financial document that allows you to, okay, please give this person this amount of money or this amount of cash. Here we have 2 examples. Speaker 1, where are these products from? I need the certificate of origin, please. My container comes from China. Give me a second. I have the necessary documents here. Also, you will need to declare everything in it once you meet with the customs officer. Remember that all the information given is irrevocable. Please be totally honest. Again, speaker 1, where are these products from? I need the certificate of origin, please. My container comes from China. Give me a second. I have the necessary documents here. Also, you will need to declare everything in it once you meet with the customs officer. Remember that all information given is irrevocable. Please be totally honest. Example 2, customs agent. What is the cargo of the shipment? Speaker 1, here's my certificate of origin. They are brought from China. Anything to declare? Yes, sir. Here is my declaration of taxable goods. Very good. Come with me. Let's inspect the content of your container. Again, what is the cargo of this shipment? Here's my certificate of origin. They are brought from China. Anything to declare? Yes, sir. Here's my declaration of taxable goods. Very good. Come with me. Let's inspect the content of your container. And here we have a few more expressions. We're not going to go through, well, we're going to go through all of them, but there's only one dialogue now. The first is ad valorem, okay, ad valorem. This is an expression that means according to value. Arbitrage, arbitrage, okay, although you see T-R-A-G-E, the pronunciation is trage, arbitrage. It's buying foreign exchange, stocks, etc., and selling them in another market at higher prices, okay? So I buy stocks, for example, in Wall Street, and I come here to the Lima stock market and I sell them here, okay? Next, barter. Okay, again, British English barter, American English barter. Okay, and what does this mean? It's to exchange goods or services without using any money. Next, dumping. This is very common. It's people, many people in Gamarra, I hear people complaining about this, is when you sell goods in another country so cheaply that the companies in that country cannot compete fairly. Okay, sometimes they people import products that with such a cheap price and they sell it here, and the producers here cannot compete with those prices because it's too cheap. So don't do that. Next, the exchange rate. Exchange rate. The E is not pronounced at the end, okay? Exchange rate. It is the value of one currency for the purpose of the conversion to another. So if I tell you, what is the current exchange rate of the dollar? And some of you will tell me, well, the exchange rate currently is, I think it's around 3.53 soles 50 cents. So that's the exchange rate, okay? Next, free trade zone. Free trade zone. This is a special place where business is limited, is not limited by taxes. That you can remember that many years ago, people used to go to Tacna because many things did not have to pay taxes, or like in the airports, in the duty frees, that's a free trade zone because you don't pay taxes in some of these duty frees in the airports. Next, gross weight. Gross weight. It's the full weight of the product, including goods, container, and packaging. That means everything. Everything. How much does it weigh? Not only the products, but everything. Okay, that's the gross weight. Next, the quota. Quota. It's a limited or fixed number or amount that a country permits to be imported without restriction. Okay, so the country limits. Okay, you can only import so many kilos of this product. You can't bring more, or you can only bring let's say 100 of these items. You cannot bring more. Okay, that's the fixed number that a country permits to be imported of certain things. Tare weight. Tare weight. The tare weight is the weight of a vehicle or container without the goods in it. I mean, that's when the vehicle or the container with nothing, empty. When it's empty, it's the tare weight, okay? How does this much weigh without or before I collocate my products in it? Next, we have merchandise. Merchandise is simple, but merchandise, okay? Merchandise, things that are bought and sold, and commodities, okay? It's merchandise. Pro forma invoice, an invoice which is sent to a customer to ask for payment, okay? That's a pro forma invoice. It's an invoice that you send to a customer to say you need to pay, okay? You have to pay, this is what you owe me. Quay, we saw that before, right? It's a platform for loading and unloading ships. The ship, it's easy to say, but this is, and this in this case is the verb, okay? To send or to transport by land, by sea, or by air, okay? By air, very good. Next, shipment. Shipment is to send or transport by land, by sea, or by air. Okay. Now, normally shipment can be a noun, and the ship can be the verb. Okay. And shipping agent is an agent in the port who transacts or supervises business of a ship. Shipping agents, there are many. It depends. You have your choice, but it's the person who does all the business at the port. Okay, thanks a lot. English subtitles, please. Okay, I don't know if you want subtitles in English or if you would like it to have subtitles in Spanish. I haven't done this class. Maybe it's something I can do the next class. But please let me know if that's a comment. You know, when you get your evaluation, you will be able to collocate some comments about the class, about this, the information that you've received, and maybe some suggestions. Okay, so that'll be a good suggestion. Let's continue. Conversation. Customs agent. What is the gross weight of your container? It is approximately 10 tons. It seems that some of the products that you have listed meet the quota, so you can correct this information, please. Also, what is the tare weight? It is 2 tons. You're not dumping products, right? No, on the contrary, my products are all high quality. One more time. What is the gross weight of your container? Speaker 1. It is approximately 10 tons. It seems that some of your products that you have listed meet the quota, so you can correct this information, please. Also, what is the tare weight? It is 2 tons. You are not dumping products, right? No, on the contrary, my products are all high quality. Good. Very good. Now, let's match some definitions. So, what is a quay? We have all these on the left side. We have quay, dumping, freight, weigh, bill, export, CIF, cargo, barter, and tare weight. And here we have the definitions. So what is a quay? You remember? You remember what is a quay? Anybody? Remember, I'm reading you in the chat area, okay? So it's possible for me to see what you are writing. Let's see. A quay. Remember, we talked about this at the beginning. We talked about this at the beginning. So a quay is, there we go, a platform for loading and unloading ships. Very good. A quay is a platform. Very good. Yes, very good. Very good. Now, dumping. What is dumping? Very good, Henry. What is dumping? I'm reading you in the Facebook chat. Dumping, you shouldn't. Like I said, people in Gamarra, they complain a lot about this activity because they say they feel that it is against their business. So let's see, what is dumping? Dumping is good, to sell goods in another country so cheaply that companies in that country cannot compete. That is dumping. What about freight? What is a freight? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Freight is goods transported by truck, train, ship, aircraft. Also cargo, right? A synonym of cargo. Waybill. What is a waybill? Remember, you saw this. And also some of these expressions will be in the small evaluation that you will have. Waybill. Okay, so waybill is a list of passengers or goods being carried on a vehicle. Very good. It's the list of passengers or goods being carried on a vehicle. Excellent. Very good. You're great students, huh? Next, export. Come on, this is the easiest of them all. Export. Come on, you can do this. Export. And let's see, what is export? Export is to send products or services to another country. Remember, not another city, another country. Very good, very good. Next, what is CIF? This is also very easy. CIF, these are abbreviations for cost, insurance, and freight. Very good. Next, cargo. Cargo, we said that it is similar to another word here. Cargo. It is a synonym of another word here. So the meaning might be similar too. Cargo is goods carried on a ship, an aircraft, or a motor vehicle. Very good. And second to last, barter. Barter, we have two options, exchanging goods or the weight of a vehicle without the goods in it. Let's see. Okay, let me see if somebody can answer on the Facebook chat. Barter, your two options, exchanging goods or the weight of a vehicle, and the other is tear weight. Let's see, what is barter? Yes, very good. It's to exchange goods or services without using money. Okay, notice the important information, without using money. And finally, the weight of a vehicle or container without the goods in it. Very good, very good. So today we have reviewed some expressions that are used at a port terminal. We have reviewed some important words that are similar and need to be defined. And we have I have given you some words that are commonly used in trading at a port. Okay. So we're finished. If you would like to ask me any questions, is there something that you might ask? I'm open and free to answer your questions. Hmm? Any questions? Yes, very good. I'm reading your answers. I'm reading your answers. Very good. Very good. I'm reading your answers and they're all very, very good. Exchanging good, carries on a ship. Yes. Send products. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just going to show it again. Good. Very good. So this will be the end of the lecture. Thank you very much. My contact information is there if you would like to ask me anything related to English. And also remember, I invite you to contact the Cámara CAMEX for their English courses and their English preparation. There's also my cell phone in case of any English inquiries, and my LinkedIn if you would like to contact me via that area. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Again, you're going to receive an evaluation very soon regarding this short conference with suggestions and also with comments. I would like to read them to make these classes more and more interactive, relevant, and beneficial for you. We will have classes every week. Okay, just be stay tuned to the scheduling that Comics will publish in their Facebook page and the web page every week. Okay. So I'll just wait a few minutes for any other comments or questions that you might have, and I'll be glad to answer your questions and clarify any doubts. Okay. Very good. So I guess we can finish our presentation for today. Have a good afternoon. Thank you for your attention. Again, please contact the people at the Cámara Peruana de Comercio Exterior for their English classes, and for any further information, contact them via Facebook. Thank you very much.